Hey guys, I'm Ruthie.
I'm Ariel.
And today we're going to talk about one of the challenges that is pretty big for any girl with curly hair and especially natural hair. Humidity.
There's nothing worse than taking all that time to prep your hair. For me, it's a blowout. For another girl, it could be a twist out, a bantu knot, a silk press, and then you're hit with an unexpected weather condition, and then you're scrambling to make do with a style that you weren't quite prepared for. Now, don't get me wrong, moisture is good for your hair, but humidity can be a pest.
Especially unexpected humidity.
Right.
So for example, just right here in Oakland, California last week, we were hit with a storm of biblical proportions, and we both handled it a little bit differently with our natural hair.
For me, like, my go-tos are head wraps, so that's pretty much what I went to today because it is raining. Or I like to do a simple, just standard puff, but that can get boring, it can get repetitive. For my puff, it still leaves my ends exposed, so it's taking all the weather conditions, and it can cause dryness and also lead to breakage.
And that's assuming that you even have a hair elastic or a bobby pin on hand.
Exactly. I mean, how many times do we buy hair elastics or bobby pins and then you're left with one that's just swarming around in your purse?
Exactly.
So.
And for me as a model, who's in the gym 4, 5, 6 days a week, whether I'm working out or just sweating in the sauna, I don't even bother most of the time to try and look good. It seems honestly futile. I joke around that I just look like a gym rat most of the time. So I live in these pigtails. They're nice and convenient. I use hair elastics most of the time. And like she said, that is convenient, but it does put a lot of tension on the hair and especially the edges. I start to feel after a while that I'm kind of losing the hair on my edges, which is really bad. So fortunately, HairZing's got options for both of us, both different types of hair.
Yes.
And so for this, we're going to try the wide tooth, and I'm going to show with the fine wire what I can do with my hair. And so this, I actually have it in my hair right now. This is the black one. This is what I would use for, say, working out at the gym when I want something a little bit more subtle. You can see a little sparkle in there. And compared to, say, using the ouchless hair elastics, which is what my typical go-to would be, it is a little bit better than, say, a rubber band, but it does feel that tension on my hair, tension on the edges, and that's just because it's going to be localized. It's small. It's going to specifically pull on one spot, and that's the real big difference within using the HairZing versus the elastic, is that it has that stretch technology that's going to disperse the tension evenly throughout the hair so you're not feeling the pull. So let's see how it goes. So I'll show you taking this one out. It's really easy. You're just going to pull out one side, and you can see that stretch in here. And just like a hair elastic, sometimes the hair gets caught. There we go. And it just slides out. Perfect. And so this one is the fine wire. That sounds scary, I know, but really it's just referring to the size of the comb. It's got nice, flexible, rounded metal that slides in and out of the hair, just like that. And so to use it, it's kind of deceiving. There's actually a big gap in here. This is the white. It's going to show up a little bit more, and there's got a bunch of colors on our website and here as well. Put the hand through, gather it just like you would, and it doesn't even have to be tight. Just slide it in.
You want it loose.
Exactly. And then you're going to use that hole just like you would with a hair elastic, and you're going to stretch it over and hold. Flip it around, and then you're just going to put it in. And the more that you pull it, the tighter it's going to be. But as you can see, we've got some security. We can shake it around and I'll show you. So that's the difference. That's the black one. These are the same fine wire comb, and we've got the white HairZing in as well. And I think that is so pretty.
Yeah, I love that you can see the details in the white.
Exactly. And that's the biggest issue, is this not feeling like I look dressed up, and this white one gives me a little pizzazz.
Right. So I have this one here. This is the wide tooth comb. Again, the teeth are rounded metal, very flexible, so it can accommodate all curl patterns and types, hair types. So I'm going to just display a really standard pineapple that I like to do just to kind of get the hair off. So let's say I was at work or I just came out of church, and then you open that door and you're like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting the weather to change on me.
And it's so small that you can just have this in your purse ready to go for those kind of emergencies. It even comes with a nice biodegradable bag that you can store this in your purse with to make sure that it just stays nice and easy. It won't get tangled in there.
Right, because typically I do this style using bobby pins, and it could be a hassle looking for, I need maybe like 5 of them, or maybe even 10.
Right.
So you may not have those on hand, versus if you have a HairZing, you can just put it in your bag, pull it out,
Ooh, I like that.
And look how easy it just slides in. So
beautiful.
Again, if you're dealing with, you know, rain, snow, like dry weather, maybe I don't want to keep my ends out. So you can keep on twisting up, and you can actually layer these combs.
That's one of the coolest parts about these.
And then I can even completely take all of my ends inside. So just tucking and rolling, that's all I'm doing, very simple. And then you're going to use your dominant hand. So placing the comb along the curve of your head, sliding it in, and I'm just using the alternate hand to hold those teeth in place, and then just sliding it over. And the wider you stretch it, the more coverage or tighter it will be. And so there, I have now 2 HairZings layered on top of each other, and I have no ends exposed. So now I can go out into the weather, I'm not going to get wet, and then from there you can layer a hat or a scarf to get you to your next destination.
That's one of the great parts about these combs, is that they do transition you really nicely from inside to outside, spring, winter to summer to fall. You can use these underneath a scarf, a hat, whatever you would need to accommodate for the climate, and then you could, when you go inside, just take it off and you've got a nice style.
Right. So that's like what, 3 hairstyles already?
Exactly. Exactly.
So again, I take it off, and then just, if you want to remove it and expose your ends, maybe you're now inside, stretching that comb out, letting your curls be free. And I'm just going to stretch the second one out, letting it glide out very easily, and then you're back.
I'm curious, leave a comment down below. How do you accommodate for humidity? Because I know that one of the things is that one size does not fit all, and that's definitely something that HairZing factors in with the variety of combs, the fine tooth, the wide tooth, the different styles. There's long, banana stretch. There's something for every girl, which is all available right here. Click below. So let me know, how do you guys deal with humidity?
And how do you find your thing?
Exactly.
With HairZing.
Find your thing at HairZing, guys.
Thank you.